Alrighty, folks. Just waiting to see. It says it's connecting. All right, guys. We are back and we are live for the after Schrock. Welcome in. I'm going to give everybody a couple moments to get connected here while we wait. I will fill with meaningless audio and video activities of things that you normally don't need to see. All right. So, it looks like we had another rush of safe upgrade purchases here during the program. Lots of people buying multiple copies this time. Didn't happen so much last time. And well, some people bought two, but I'm seeing people buying like 5, 8 different copies. So it's kind of interesting there. It looks like everybody today was a single copy. But all right. So a few things. What's going on inside of Schrock, behind the scenes? That's why we're all here, right? You want to hear what's going on behind the scenes. That was a long break. Well, I had an issue, Mary. You see, I try to turn the volume down. They have speakers in the studio, so that it's called a monitor, so that the board operator can hear that there's something going out over the airwaves, right? Well, I don't want to hear that real loud in here. I want to talk to you guys, so I don't want that up. It's on very quietly over here, so that if something goes wrong, I can be like, Emily, the radio's off, whatever. She can come rushing in here and fix it. But I'm messing with the knobs over there, trying to turn down the audio, and I can't. I can still hear it. I'm like, and it's really loud. It's like over where she sits, it's not really loud, but where I'm sitting over here, it's really loud. Like it would be distracting in the background right now. Like when those church organs go off in about 20 minutes, it's going to be loud. So I'm messing with the dials. I'm like, did the board break? What's going on here? And then I remembered that I had turned up a set of headphones all the way up so that I could set them up on the monitor near the microphone so you guys could hear the callers, because I used the wrong mic settings when I started the program. So anyway, that was what I was hearing, so that I figured that out. And it took me like 5 minutes to figure out, where is that noise? It's not coming from the monitor on the wall up there. It's coming from a set of headphones that were jacked all the way up on the counter. So yeah, sorry about that, but I'm here now. Alrighty. I was telling somebody about Schrockville the other day, Deborah, and I was like, "You've been the funniest things." It's like it's becoming an adjective now. It's really funny. All right, let's see. Another great morning from Lincoln. Good to have you, KJ. Oscar the Grouch icon. I like it. Thank you, Winston. Appreciate it. Good morning, Carolyn from Round Rock, Texas. Fall Elm is playing havoc. Oh, they're pulling soybeans out in Nebraska right now. Oh my gosh! And then there's wildfire smoke. That's a plus. It's nuts. It is nuts. Hello, Tracy. Why is there a limit on the number of updater licenses? Seems like the supply should be unlimited. You're right, Dean. We could sell as many as possible, but let's play a game of devil's advocate, worst case scenario, whatever you want to call it. Let's say that we sell 500 licenses to this software, and Safe Upgrade is going to install the Microsoft update. Let's say that there is something horribly wrong with the Microsoft update that nobody anticipated, nobody could have known was coming. Nevertheless, it's going to be a big, big, big problem to a lot of people who need their computers in their daily lives more than they ever have before. And then we have 500 customers who call us at the same time. And then 24,500 customers that virtually call us at the same time with the same problem achieved at the same moment issued by Microsoft. It's kind of scary, right? So yeah, we could sell more licenses, and we could sell 1,000 and just hope for the best and take the money. But if something goes wrong and we get caught unprepared, it's going to be bad. It would be really bad. And we don't want that. I don't want to lose a reputation that we've taken years to build because we wanted to make sure we sold a few more licenses for a piece of software. So that's the long and the short of it. What we will be doing is, once we know the update goes through, as people as they consume their licenses, so when the update is released by Microsoft officially, they're not going to flip the switch immediately. They're going to release the update, and then they're going to start flipping the switch for people in the order of, like, these computers we believe will be just fine. These are computers we tested. These are computers that should be okay. These are computers that might be okay. And these are the computers that probably won't be okay. they're going to flip the switches in that order, but they're going to all flip almost at the same time. So we have a very brief window with this update where we can have you download and install the update. Cool. Kosher pickles. It works out. Even if Microsoft downloads this and installs it, you have to restart to activate it. So if you install the full update on top of whatever Microsoft has done over time, you'll undo any problems that were created through that installation process. And then you have to restart. So it works out. So anyway, the gist of it is I don't want to sell a bunch of licenses and then end up having people saying, what did I even pay you for if you're not here to help? And that's a real fear with this update. This update is the real deal, and I'm not sure what's going to happen with it, so we want to be prepared. So as people use their licenses, we'll make those licenses available again for purchase, but I just don't want to have more than 500 of them floating around at a given point in time. All right, Tracy, hello from Iowa. Okay. If Microsoft is going to activate upgrade automatically, how is Safe Upgrade going to work? Oh, great question, Bob. So it's very much like when Microsoft is they've been downloading. Let me go back to the beginning. They've been downloading this over each Windows update to your computer in pieces. So then they install that code on your computer, but they have it flagged to be disabled. So it's installed code that is commented out effectively, if you're familiar with coding. So they've been doing that over the last few months. And then what's going to happen is when they actually release the update, customers who don't have it, who don't have all the previous updates, are going to get the big one, and everybody else is going to get the restart command. So it's going to say, okay, to finish installing updates, restart your computer. And that is when the update is going to activate on your computer. So the problem that you have is without Safe Upgrade, this is no different than getting the update all at one time from Microsoft and then having it reboot your computer. It's the exact same thing. The reason it's different this time is Microsoft is trying to make the experience seem faster by downloading it to you over time rather than all at once where you have to watch it go by. So that's the big difference this time, is Microsoft is trying to put some lipstick on the pig and make it look a little more appealing. It's no different. The actual execution of the update is no different. But this time around, before you reboot the computer, we're going to have your unsafe upgrade. There you go. That's how we're going to do it. What happens when a flash drive is going bad? Well, it stops working, Keith, or it works intermittently, or the capacity declines of the drive. So you'll see the capacity go down, or when you plug it in, it'll say this USB device is not recognized. Can also be a symptom of a bad USB port as well. Do you think it's possible Samsung would slow down older Android phones to get us to upgrade? I guess it's possible, KJ, but not likely. Apple got busted doing that, and it was bad. It was really bad for Apple. And they tried to make it seem like they were doing you a favor, but it wasn't a favor. They were slowing down your iPhone to make you buy a new one. But the real true thing, though, is that every time that whether it's Apple with iOS 14 or Android with Pie, releases a new version of their operating system, it does more than the previous version. Same thing with Windows 10, guys. This is the same thing this is why every time you get these updates, your computer seems to run a little bit slower or a little bit slower, and eventually it becomes unusable. Then you bring it in, we put a solid state drive in it, and you're like, woohoo! And like for the next 5 years, you're great, and then all of a sudden you're like, that's getting slow again. Got to bring it back in. So anyway, that's the same thing. The updates over time get more and more complex, and your phone has a fixed amount of resources. So it appears to slow down because it takes longer to do the things it needs to do. All right. All righty. So let's see, what do we got this week? Trademarks. So we decided that we needed to go out and do trademarks because we had some interest from some merger and acquisition, some private investor equity that is interested possibly in helping us scale. These guys are sharks, and I know that. They'll take it if they can. So we're going to make sure that we have protections for all of our branding. Schrock Innovation, that's my last name, so it's not required to. You have a copyright to anything that you have a use in business, or you have a trademark for anything that's use in business, and a copyright for any software you've created, because it's a creation, almost like a work of art. So by definition, we already have trademarks and copyrights. The problem is they're not federally recognized, which means somebody else on the other side of the country could trade on DriveAdvisor and we couldn't do anything about it unless we wanted to go through a lengthy court battle. The other thing is when you have a federal copyright or a federal trademark, and somebody wants to use it and they have more money than you, it's a very expensive enforcement effort. If they have more money, they usually win because you can't afford to keep up with it. Nevertheless, we decided that it's probably a good thing for us to look into having our intellectual property protected. So I started with the software programs: Drive Advisor, Safe Upgrade, Secure Updater. Turns out each of those 3 programs was named by our marketing department, to be descriptive of what the programs do so that we could communicate on air better how they work and what they're for. I guess when you trademark software, it is really, really bad to make it a descriptive name. It makes it incredibly difficult to trademark because the name is descriptive of what it does. So, for example, Apple can't trademark the phone, but they made up a word called iPhone and they can trademark that. So like an Android phone or an Apple phone, you can't trademark Apple phone. You can't trademark Google Android phone because phone is a descriptor. It's what the thing does. So Safe Upgrade safely upgrades your computer with the Windows 10 versions. Drive Advisor advises you when your hard drive is failing. Secure Updater securely installs updates. They're all very descriptive names. Now, if we would have named it Secure Updater with like no vowels, like Update R, then that would have been a made-up word, and we could have trademarked the made-up word. The only way you can get around this is by showing that your stuff has been in use for so long that it has an institutional memory with people of being something different than what is described. In other words, you've redefined the word. So, for example, the Kleenex brand tissues. You don't go get a tissue, you get a Kleenex. They kind of become synonymous now. If you've done that with your brand, then you can go ahead and trademark it. So we're going through all the legal rigmarole to get that done. In the meantime, very firmly for the last 6 months, the Des Moines Service Center hat has been on, and now that Des Moines is launched and Parker has been moving over there, basically my operations manager is saying, okay, let's get you guys into the system, systematizing everything. I don't need to be there to babysit every other day, literally every other day. So I can take off my Des Moines hat and set it off to the side, and I can put on my Schrock Interactive hat, because Schrock Interactive has been neglected for a long time. If you look at our website for Schrock Interactive that we have right now, it's not a site that I'm proud of. I want to be proud of our work. That was a great website 8 years ago. It does not comply with any of the normal stuff. The problem is the normal stuff, the normal website standards that Google puts out. Some of it does, most of it doesn't. The trouble is, we are so busy doing work for clients. This is the classic, like the mechanic doesn't fix his own car thing, because we're so busy doing work for clients that we don't have time to do our own stuff. This week alone, I had a proposal go out for a roofing company, with a multi-state roofing company for a website, a legal nurse practitioner's website, a PPE, personal protective equipment website for a company that sells trillions of boxes of sterile gloves, in a single sale. So that was a pretty big deal. Oh gosh, who are some of the other ones? I'm working on some things for a current client. There's a chiropractor. So basically, I feel like I'm forgetting one. I can't think of who it is. I know I'm forgetting somebody. Oh yes, the concealed carry website. Do you know how stupid easy it is to get a concealed carry permit in Iowa? I am so jealous, guys. I had one in Nebraska, and I let it expire because I wasn't paying attention. Now I have to go take the 8-hour class all over again. What we're building for this guy is a website where literally you go to the website, you sign up, you watch like a 30-minute video, you take like a 10-question test, and then you get a concealed carry permit. That you can do it all online in Iowa. Oh, so jealous. Like, he's telling me this, I'm like, you're kidding, right? Like, I thought sure that this guy had no idea what he was talking about. I Google around. There are tons of places, national places, that want you to pay them to get a concealed carry permit in Iowa. This guy's really good at what he does. He's really good at educating people, at training people firearm safety. Yes, you have to have it in the video, but no, you don't have to really train it. You just have to have it in the video to comply with the law. But when I literally asked him the question, okay, this is what you have to do to be compliant with the law. This is what you have to do to be a good guy. I didn't say it quite like that. What do you want us to do? because we do what our customer tells us to do. It's going to cost more money to be a good guy, because you have to have a longer video, you have to have more stuff. Customers aren't coming because the video is longer. They're coming because they want the firearms, they want the concealed carry certificate. So if you're going to have a longer video, we need to prepare people for why the video is longer by telling them they are going to get safety instruction in this video that they will not get from the national competitors. So we'll take the disadvantage and turn it into an advantage from a marketing perspective. And so this is what I do. I mean, I love doing this. I hate writing proposals, but I love talking to entrepreneurs about their businesses and spitballing ideas and figuring out what we're going to do. It's really fun. So anyway, those are just the proposals we put out this week. So you can imagine, I've been ignoring Schrock Interactive while the Des Moines Service Center was launched, and Annette had a death in the family. So if you haven't heard if you're waiting on a call from Annette, reach out to me, reach out to Kara or Alfonso, because that's the Schrock Interactive team. It's me, Annette, Kara, and Alfonso. It's a 4-person team. We have some contractors we bring in to flex up when we need writing and stuff done and graphic design. Lovely Kimberly handles our graphic design. So I guess it's a 5-member team, right? So we're down a member right now because Annette had a death in the family. So I'm taking over her responsibilities of writing proposals. So if there's something you need with the website, this is kind of your golden opportunity to talk directly with me. And I can sit down with you and we'll do a Zoom call. I paid for Zoom Pro, so I'm not limited to 40 minutes because, as you know from the Aftershock, I can hardly keep it under 40 minutes. So anyway, it was always cutting me off on Zoom and I got tired of it, so I just paid. But this is what Schrock Interactive does. It's a digital media marketing agency. And so we write a proposal. It says this is what we want to do with your website. Then that proposal has a planning phase, and that's when we plan everything we're going to do, every page on your website, every detail on every page, and then we execute the plan. And there's checkpoints along the way, so you're not being asked to spend a huge amount of money up front. You're spending money along the way at each checkpoint. And that way there's an incentive for us to keep the project moving. There's an incentive for you to keep moving when we ask you to do stuff. And so it works out well for everybody. So that's been busy. So I'm working on getting that stuff straightened out, guys. So if you don't see me in the service centers for the next couple weeks as much, it's because I'm working very diligently on doing the job of 2 people, and also trying to make sure that we're competitive. A new digital marketing company competitor opened up in Lincoln last week. Liba did a ribbon cutting for them, and their website is phenomenal. I'm almost embarrassed looking at their website for our website, and that's not a position I'm used to being in. I don't like that. So we're gonna make sure that we've got the smokingest, hottest looking, bestest website you've ever seen. But I also have to do that while I'm doing the work for our clients, which is a lot of fun. So anyway, but I can plan it. I can do the planning. I don't have to do the coding. I can do the planning, and we'll get moving there. So we are looking possibly for a project manager. I say possibly because I haven't thought this thing through entirely yet. We haven't posted the job yet, but we need a project manager to keep these projects, these software projects, on the rails. Right now, everyone in the organization is pitching in to co-manage the project, which is not ideal. We need to have a dedicated project manager for each project, and there's only 5 of us. We can't, if we have more than 5 projects, we don't have enough managers, right? So we need a dedicated project manager that can handle multiple. That's their job. They can handle and keep multiple projects going at the same time. If that's you, shoot me an email, tschrock@schrockinnovations.com. All right, I got to get going here pretty quick this morning, actually, guys, because I got to pick up my son from camp. So I didn't camp with him this weekend. It was his first big camp out by himself. He won't admit that, but I was nervous for him, and I think he did good. Alrighty, in copying files from computer to flash drive, I get files appear on the desktop that won't go away unless I recopy the files back. Keith, is your desktop, are you set to view hidden files? If your hidden files are visible, you're going to see some temporary files like that. I left a comment for you in this morning's show for Bonnie, yes, about WeChat. WeTransfer, that's right. I talked about that. You should have heard me. I'm like, I've never heard of this WeChat thing. We were all talking. We didn't know the mic was on. But yes, WeChat is a transfer program. It's a free and easy thing. It's just like Dropbox. You said WeTransfer is easier for quick transfer to 1 or more people. There you go. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. All right. They have it ice, but we shouldn't needs a permit for a oh, I see. You're right. You shouldn't need a permit to carry it concealed. I'm familiar with everything. So part of me is a pragmatist, my man. I lost the live video there for a second. That was weird. Part of me is a pragmatist. I agree with you, but it's not the way the world is. So I want to get the permit so I can carry. I just need to do it again. I just haven't done it. Nice, not ice. Got it. All right. Sounds to me like they might be targeting you so that you can't do it around them. Who's targeting me? I'm missing something here, Richard. Let me scroll up and see if there was something else that I'm forgetting. Somebody's targeting me? So I don't do it around them. I don't want to be targeted. All right, hi Thor. How long will my 3G flip phone still work? Can I still get a bare bones flip phone that doesn't track me and violate my civil rights? Well, the bad news is your phone always tracks you, even your 3G flip phone. They can triangulate you by towers and get your location within about 2 blocks. So they know where you're at all the time anyway. The new flip phones run Android under the hood, and therefore they have all the Android capabilities even if they don't have the touchscreen. So to answer your question, unfortunately not. Now there are special phones that are made strictly for privacy enhancement. Those phones are a little more expensive, a little lighter on features, but they do guard your privacy a little bit better, and I would encourage you to look for those if that's something that's important to you. Alrighty, guys, last call for questions. I felt like there was one other thing I wanted to talk about here, and I can't remember what it is. Oh, that's right. My goodness. Thank you guys so much for voting for us in the Best of Omaha competition. We won first place. We just found out yesterday. They didn't tell me not to talk about it, so I didn't talk about it during the radio show because I know I'm not supposed to. They said it last year, but they didn't say it this year. So I didn't say anything on the radio show about it, but I saved it for the Aftershock to say thank you because I know the majority of you went out and voted for us, and I really appreciate you taking the time to do that. So Best of Omaha, once again, my staff will be thrilled. They don't even know yet. It's going to be amazing. We also won Best of in another competition, which I have specifically prohibited from talking about until November, so I will honor the competition and not talk about it, but it's for the OG Schrock. So there we go. Alrighty, guys. I got to get rolling here because I got to go pick up my son. Thank you for joining us on the program today. I really appreciate it. Make sure you check out Safe Upgrade. It's really important. This time around, it's a really, really big deal to make sure this update gets installed properly. Not only are they tweaking every area of the update that's caused problems in the past, they're also delivering it in a brand new way. Nothing could go wrong, right? Get Safe Upgrade. That way you at least have a warranty on the thing, so that if something goes sideways, because when we install Safe Upgrade, we guarantee it's going to safely upgrade. If something breaks, we will fix it for free. If the update won't install, we'll try to help you over the Schrock desk for free. If we can't get it to install over the Schrock desk for free, at that point we'll have you come into the service center to have us figure out why it won't install. Slight upcharge for that, $30 upcharge, but worth it because it wouldn't have installed anyway for you because you have a hardware problem of some sort or a software problem that needs to be addressed. All right. Thank you again, guys, everybody, for joining us. I will keep it a secret, Mark says. That's awesome. All right. You say it's a big deal every time. Not true, Loanne. Not true. This one is a big deal. Last one was a big deal. The one before that, which would have been 1909, was not a big deal. 1909 was a minor update where they were laying the groundwork for version 2003. That update changed virtually nothing in the computer, and as a consequence, we sold a lot less Safe Upgrade during that time. We have people who buy it every time. We have people who don't. This time, I mean, I can give you the clips to the articles. I mean, it's the real deal. But no, when it's not the real deal, we let you know. When it's a minor service upgrade, version 1903 was a minor service upgrade. We encourage you to get Safe Upgrade, obviously, but it wasn't anything that was super required. All the same, we didn't see a lot of computers coming in broken with 1903. We see a lot of computers who are permanently stuck on 1909. They just wouldn't go beyond that because it installed 1909, but it broke something, and now it won't upgrade to 2003 or to 2004. Excuse me, the 2004 version. So the next one coming out is going to be the 2010 version, probably. They're calling it 20H2 because I guess they realize that calling it the spring update and the fall update doesn't work so good when you have two hemispheres and you're in both of them. Apparently, it's fall and spring at different times in different places in the planet. Fun times. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great afternoon, and we'll talk to you all again next weekend.